Feel like lucid be my dreams. Said you love me, so I'm sure you know the means. It's like I'm living all inside a movie in a dream. Sequels to my life entirely up to me. Slowly suffocating, do you notice how it feels? Baby, can you hold me while I'm running through the field? Like hills that have the eye, but I do not think they see me. Even if they do, then I guess gon' have to kill me.
Y'all boys get ready, bro. This might get a little bit hectic, bro. Videos taken right before disasters. There's summer semesters for college too, though. I'm doing a summer semester right now. Videos taken right before disaster.
Every so often, a camera captures the exact moment when everything changes. Sometimes it's an accident, others call it fate, but one thing is always true. The people recording almost never realized it would be their last video ever. And today's video is dedicated to videos that were taken right before disaster struck. This is a...
Real quick. What is y'all favorite restaurant, bro? This is my first time getting Five Guys. Pause. Five Guys burgers and fries, nigga. I haven't ate the burger yet. I'm gonna see if it's tough. Bro, Five Guys is fucking expensive, bro. That shit is expensive, bro. Them niggas is taxing. The burger itself costs like $14, bro.
Volume 2. I believe we did the first video a year ago. But with that being said, I hope you guys got your food ready. I hope you fluffed your pillow before...
Y'all boys get your snack.
Like I've said before, a lot of you guys say you sleep during my videos, and hey, that's great. But does that mean I'm boring? Guys, let me know. Like, if you guys keep saying that you sleep during my videos, am I boring to you? Hopefully not. Hopefully you sleep because of my soothing voice. But with that being said, this video gets serious and pretty dark, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's get started with the topic. Azerbaijan Airlines flight J28243.
Lazy
now,
over? I've never had that before.
But I just want to make it clear for the newcomers of this channel, I can't show these videos. I literally cannot show almost all of them on YouTube. Yes, I will be presenting with the respected image behind me. However, I will play the video up until the point where disaster strikes. On December 25th of 2024, a horrifying video circulated showing an Azerbaijan airplane in its final moments.
Have you guys heard of this?
Eyewitness and captures the exact point the aircraft starts to go down midair, descending rapidly before crashing. Before we talk about the footage, let's back up a little bit to the start of the flight. The flight had taken off from Baku, Azerbaijan, heading toward Aktau, Kazakhstan. On board the flight were 62 passengers and 5 crew members. The aircraft was an Embraer E190, a relatively modern regional jet. Everything had seemed normal and the flight, like most flights, had expected to reach its destination with no issue. However, that sadly didn't happen. About 40 minutes after takeoff, as the plane approached Grozny and entered Russian airspace, the crew reported losing GPS navigation because of jamming. Shortly after, it said that passengers reported feeling a sudden jolt and hearing strange noises from the fuselage. Now, for those who don't know, the fuselage is the main tube-like part of an aircraft where passengers seat, with the wings and flaps being kind of just extras. In the radio transmission between the pilots and the tower, the pilots attributed the sound to a bird strike. But from a video recorded by a passenger on the flight, a part of the aircraft appeared to have taken some damage inconsistent with what a bird strike would do. According to sources, the cause of the crash was rather shocking. It wasn't a mechanical error or pilot error. It was
I heard about this. I think they shot it down. Was this the one the flight they shot down?
External, political even. 4 sources close to the investigation report that the flight was accidentally taken out by a Russian air defense system. It was apparently the result of a miscommunication between forces.
I remember this shit, bro.
Operating near the border. Footage taken from after the crash shows holes in parts of the plane, and that actually gives some substance to the idea that the aircraft actually did come down due to external interference. But why would Russia have any need to bring down an aircraft? Well, in the war between Russia and Ukraine, Russia has allegedly been known to use jamming technology and anti-aircraft weapons to confuse and take out Ukraine's drones that try to go over that area. This is floated as the most likely reason why this particular commercial aircraft was accidentally taken down. Also, the data obtained from the aircraft after the jamming stopped revealed the pilot struggled with controlling it for a while before crash landing somewhere near the coast of the Caspian Sea. Of the 68 people on board, 38 of them were confirmed dead, including 2 pilots. The other passengers on board survived with varying levels of injuries.
They survived that shit? Whoa. Yo, imagine surviving a fucking plane crash. Yo, I only been on a plane like twice in my life, bro. Like twice. Going and coming back when I was like 7. I don't even remember that shit, bro.
Since become one of the most politically sensitive aviation tragedies in recent years. To date, no official public acknowledgement has been made by the involved governments, and much of the investigation remains classified. Linda Rogers' heartbreaking final video. So on the morning of February 23, 2018, an explosion would shake the foundations of an entire house in the Dallas region of Texas, leaving 1 dead and some injured. On that terrible morning, 12-year-old Linda Michelita Rogers recorded what would tragically be her final video. This video was taken inside her family's home in northwest Dallas, Texas. Now, Linda is known to have been a vibrant cheerleader, known for her bright smile, and was described by her mother as someone who was always willing to help. That morning, she was excitedly preparing for a cheer competition that she was to be a part of, walking viewers through her hair routine and showing how she wanted to style it for the event. From the video, you can tell she was full of energy and excitement. You know, laughing as she got ready and all. It's extremely eerie and sad seeing how happy she was compared to what was about to happen next. And what happened was, as she was filming this little video, there had been a gas leak in the house that ended up exploding and taking her life. Investigations later revealed...
Oh, that is so random. Bro, I thought I don't know what the fuck I thought. Gas leak, nigga?
This was actually something that had been building up for longer than that video. A faulty gas line installed by Atmos Energy that had been leaking for days. The leak had already caused the destruction of 2 houses before taking Linda's life. Unfortunately, despite being informed of the situation after neighbors had reported the smell of gas, nothing was done in time. Some believe that if proper action had been taken, this entire tragedy could have easily been prevented. Now, when the explosion hit, it was catastrophic. The blast destroyed the Rogers home completely and apparently could be heard from blocks away. The sheer force of the explosion sent debris flying across the neighborhood, damaging other homes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, shit like that can just happen. And the thing about it is, like, bro, there's nothing you could do to, like, prevent this. Like, this could just happen. Like, there's a lot of situations where in, like, horror movies or, like, real life, niggas will do some stupid shit and you'll be like, yo, my nigga, why would you do that? Or you could have avoided this situation. Shit like this, how do you even avoid some shit like this, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Linda was found severely injured among the wreckage. First responders rushed her to the Children's Medical Center as fast as possible, fighting to save her life, but despite their emergency efforts, the injuries were too extensive. She was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Her parents and her brother, who had also been inside the home at the time of the explosion, survived but were left with serious injuries.
Wow, bro. Like, imagine you're chilling in your house, bro, you lose your daughter, you have severe injuries, you lose your fucking house, you lose your daughter, and you're severely injured, bro. Like, that's fucking crazy, bro.
Physical and emotional.
It's ridiculously depressing how out of nowhere it can all end. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I was saying earlier at the start of the stream. Y'all boys cherish your life and aspire to your goals because, bro, at any moment, this shit could change and just be gone, bro.
In the aftermath, the family made the heartbreaking decision to release the video Linda had recorded that morning. They hoped it would serve as a powerful call for greater accountability around gas safety and corporate negligence. Atmos Energy, under intense scrutiny, initially blamed the leak and the eventual explosion on factors like heavy rains, shifting clay soil, and aging inflexible steel pipes in the neighborhood. They later carried out repairs and replacements on the gas pipelines in the area, but for the Rogers family and the community, the damage had already been done. A young girl full of life and
bro, that's a huge lawsuit. I hope they filed that.
Dreams was gone, and no amount of repairs could ever undo the heartbreak her death left behind. Ivan McGuire jumped but forgot his parachute. This is the chilling story of a skydiver who jumped without a parachute and caught it all on film. I want to make it clear that this person in the video is not him. He had a camera strapped to him, so it's like a first-person type of view. So this was his view. This was most likely his friend or someone that was joining him. So this happened on April 5th of 1988. Ivan Lesser McGuire boarded a Cessna airplane over Franklin County, North Carolina, ready for another routine dive. As a professional diving instructor with over 800 jumps logged, this was just another day at work. He had his camera strapped to his helmet and was prepared to take...
This shit gonna depress me all night. Yo, would y'all niggas ever go skydiving? I don't think I'm ever doing no shit like that, bro.
A dive, just as he had done hundreds of times before. When the plane reached the jump altitude, Ivan leaped out from one side of the aircraft, while the other instructor and student driver exited from the opposite end. Everything appeared to be going to plan. The sky was clear, the plane steady, and the group began their controlled descent.
Bro, I fuck with thrills and shit, like I fuck with roller coasters, but bro, skydiving is like OD, bro. Like just jumping out the fucking a plane. Maybe I'll skydive if my friends ever do enough to convince me. I don't think I could ever do that shit. There's nothing I gain from it, but potentially dying. Like,
in a chilling realization midair, Ivan reached for his parachute cord only to find out he wasn't wearing a parachute at all. In the rush of the day, or maybe just excitement, he had forgotten to strap it on. He had carried another backpack filled with camera accessories and forgot to take the actual backpack with a parachute in it.
Whoa.
The video shows the moment the other instructor and student pulled open their chutes, and Ivan is seen to have tried to get his chute open when he realized his error. His last words were recorded as he frantically searched for his parachute. The experienced skydiver said, "Oh my god, no," knowing that what awaited him was a painful end.
Wow.
Investigators ruled out the possibility of an intentional attempt to take his own life. Ivan had made over 800 successful jumps, and even 2 the same day before this one. As some say, he must have been focused on filming the jump and felt the weight of his back was a parachute. Ivan plummeted helplessly toward the ground at insane speeds,
wow.
and his body was later found about 7 miles from the airport. Investigators ruled it as a tragic human error, worsened by poor safety checks. And what makes Ivan's case especially sad is how easily it could have been prevented. Multiple safety checks were supposed to be standard practice before jumps were sanctioned, but on that day, a simple misstep sealed his fate.
That's the thing with it, bro. Also, this nigga, bro, I don't think y'all understand. This nigga did 800 fucking jumps. Do you know how much fucking jumps that nigga has done? Bro, some of y'all niggas probably haven't even went to work 800 times. This nigga has done 800 different jumps. And one mistake, life's over. I can't fuck around with shit like that. I can't do no activities like that. But still, skydives failing is rare. Fuck that. One mistake.
Shot on Facebook Live. So before I get into this one, I do want to say that this is a video that circulates around the internet.
No, this nigga said, did bro call me? No, I'm saying like, bro, I was working for like 2 years. I don't even think I went to work 800 times in those like 3 years. 2.5 years. Like 800 times. You know what I mean?
At a good amount. I blurred out the weapon because we're on YouTube, but this is a popular video that's shared around a bunch of internet.
If I counted up all the times, I don't even know if I've been
well.
there 800
But I'm very
times.
glad I can talk about this and inform you guys on what actually happened, the results, and the fact that, spoiler alert, he's alive. So let's get into it. On April 1st, 2018, at about 2 in the morning,
I saw this video. You sure he's playing with the gun, shot this nigga in the head, bro. Yo, that's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, gang, this shit was fucked. This shit was fucked. Yo, bro, and you know where I seen this shit? Where do you guys think? Twitter. Bro, Twitter, these niggas just post everything, the most fucked up shit. It doesn't matter. Everything is on there.
a Facebook live stream captured what would quickly become one of the most shocking and viral incidents of the year. Devin Holmes, a 26-year-old from Houston, Texas, was sitting in a parked car with 2 others at a gas station, casually talking, and the woman beside him was playing with a loaded firearm, unaware that the next few seconds would change his life forever. Sitting beside him here, well, you can't really see here, so there's probably gonna be on the screen, but that woman is named Cassandra Damper. As the live stream rolled, she picked up a handgun, flashing it for the camera, joking, and pointing it carelessly around the car. Devin, noticeably uneasy, tried to de-escalate the situation, warning her with a simple but chilling line, "You're making me nervous." The man in the backseat tried to calm him down, telling him that the gun wasn't loaded. Sadly, this wasn't the case. Moments later, a single shot rang out. The camera jerked and caught everything. This woman that was playing with the pistol ended up trying to be funny and aiming it at him, saying some dumb quote, and accidentally...
Bro, and the way this nigga said, and then you could just see like that video was fucked.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was an accident. She was just being really stupid. I don't think she was actually intending on shooting him. But anyway, she actually ended up shooting him in the head. Yes, that is almost death certified, but this strong man ended up surviving. We'll get into that a little bit after, but so she shoots him in the head, right? What happens next? Does she take accountability? Does she try to help him out?
Hopped out the whip.
Her and the guy in the backseat run out of the car. Attempted murder right there. The live stream cut shortly after, but not before it showed Devin slumped over, bleeding from a gunshot wound to the head. But somehow, against the odds, like I was saying, he survived. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition and placed on life support. Over the following months, he underwent multiple surgeries and an intense recovery process. As for Damper, she initially claimed the shooting was an accident, but the video shows that she cocked the gun and pointed it at Devin. If it was all a joke, the one thing she shouldn't have been doing was waving a loaded gun around. Authorities later charged her with aggravated assault with serious bodily injury and tampering with evidence after it was revealed that she attempted to wipe gunshot residue off her hands before police arrived. Yeah, it's totally not like you live streamed yourself doing the action.
Yeah, you're on camera. You're already
What is the point of cleaning the gun?
Yeah,
we saw it happen. Whoa,
he survived, but I don't even understand what the point of her. Yeah, like bro, she didn't get. She probably beat this kid too.
Keep that in.
Like she definitely got some time, but like I don't think she got nothing crazy. She got like probably maybe like a year in like probation, and like 10-year probation after that, or like 7-year probation, some shit.
We saw it happen. The horrifying incident, maybe as expected, quickly sparked nationwide conversations about gun safety, personal responsibility on live streams, and the growing trend of dangerous stunts played out for social media attention. In an interview with his mom and daughter by his sides, Devin is seen to have lost some functionality on his left side, but is undergoing therapy to help him through the trauma caused by the gunshot wound. Uli Emanuele filmed his own death while base jumping. Uli Emanuele, a world-renowned wingsuit pilot from Italy, was no stranger to danger. Known for pushing the limits of human flight, he had built a reputation around his...
Another nigga who's doing some jumping off of high buildings and shit, bro. I'm telling y'all niggas, bro.
At breathtaking speeds through impossibly narrow gaps in cliffs and rock faces. His videos, often shot with a GoPro mounted to a helmet, showcase stunts that would honestly leave any average person in awe. Now, on August 17, 2016, Uli set out on yet another dangerous feat. This time, he was flying through the Swiss Alps, aiming to pass through an extremely tight rock formation that left little margin for error. Uli, always methodical, had prepared meticulously for the jump. The footage from his final flight showed him smiling while he put everything in order to make the jump. But something went wrong. Whether it was a slight miscalculation of the trajectory, a minor adjustment in body positioning, or just an unpredictable gust of air, Uli was unable to make the target. At the speed he was traveling, even the smallest deviation was unforgiving. In an instant, he slammed into the side of a cliff at high velocity. Rescue teams arrived quickly, but it was already too late. Uli had died on impact. He was 29 years old, and like I said, Uli wasn't just another thrill seeker. He was one of the most respected athletes in wingsuit flying. He had made a name for himself in the base jumping community when he filmed a jump for GoPro's YouTube channel, where he used a wingsuit to fly through a 2-meter wide cave. But when you're soaring at speeds upwards of 120 miles per hour with only raw instinct and muscle memory to guide you, there's no margin for error. To this day, Uli Emanuele is remembered not only for the way he died, but more importantly,
bro, to me, all of this shit, like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. All type of shit like this, it just comes down to one mistake. And no nigga is perfect. Bro, one day you gonna make that fucking mistake. I'm not playing with no shit that kid, you know? I'm not playing with no shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, all it takes is one mistake. And one day you gonna make a mistake. That's in every aspect of life. Whether you're playing basketball, you're an NBA player, you're gonna make a mistake in the game. Life, every aspect of your life, relationships, every aspect, you will make a mistake at some point. I'm not doing some shit where if I make a mistake, that shit will fucking kill me, bro. Fuck that. That shit is
the way
crazy.
he lived, chasing the impossible, inspiring countless others to fly, and treating the mountains he loved with awe and humility. His legacy continues through the countless videos he left behind, each one a breathtaking tribute to the extraordinary risks and rewards of human flight. The Bao Wao Per tanker explosion. I really hope I'm pronouncing Bao Wao Per correctly. On the morning of June 25th, 2017, a devastating tragedy unfolded on a highway near Bawalpur in Pakistan's Punjab province. A fuel tanker overturned after the driver lost control while trying to make a sharp turn. As fuel spilled across the road,
bro, what are y'all niggas doing? Get the fuck out of there, my nigga. If I see a ship full of fuel spill, I'm not standing by that shit. I'm out of there. What the fuck is going on right now?
We got out to the nearby villages. Hundreds of people rushed to the scene, carrying pots, buckets, and whatever other containers they could find.
Shit.
Many were hoping to collect free fuel. Context here being that it was a highly valuable item in a region where poverty sort of ran deep. It's said that to some of them, that was their opportunity to get as much free cooking fuel as they could. Maybe understandable, but on the other hand, they were risking everything to do that. A risk that would come true, resulting in the death of about 200 people, was about to happen.
200 niggas! 200! Bro, like I said, bro, I see fuel, I'm out of there, bro. What the fuck?
A spark, reportedly caused by a discarded cigarette, ignited the puddle of fuel. In an instant, a massive fireball erupted, engulfing the crowd in flames. Eyewitnesses described seeing people on fire, running desperately, trying to help themselves. Vehicles were reduced to charred skeletons. The intensity of the flames made it nearly impossible for rescue teams to approach the area quickly. When the fire was finally brought under control, sadly, not everyone was lucky enough to leave with some burn injuries. Many bodies were so badly burnt that they were unrecognizable. In the aftermath, the government was heavily criticized for failing to prevent the gathering of civilians around the accident site, a pattern seen in similar incidents in developing countries. Safety protocols were either non-existent or unenforced, leaving people vulnerable to one of the most avoidable mass casualty events in modern history.
Bro, I think a nigga threw that cigarette there though, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie, how the fuck does a cigarette just happen to be, bro? A nigga's like, let me see what happened. Curiosity. Boom! No, bro. How did a discarded cigarette just light that shit on fire? Oh my fucking god, bro.
Nova filmed her last moments. Tragedies are always terrible, but when they happen in the middle of a happy moment, they're even worse. On May 26, 2024, Irina Glazunova, a 24-year-old influencer, was partying with friends in Antalya, Turkey, and it was supposed to be a night filled with laughter, music, and memories. Little did she know, it was going to be her last. As the night came to a close, Irina and her two friends decided to record one more video as they
oh my god, I know what happened with this. This is insane. I think I know about this one. She's like walking, she fell through a hole in the ground and just died, or like some crazy shit.
They lip synced and danced along.
Like there's like the thing to go down to the subways, but there was no gate around them or nothing. She just fell like
onto a song by the Russian boy band Hunger Boys. Quite ironically and eerily, the song they were singing along to is titled For the Last Time. In the video, Irina is seen holding the camera, walking backwards while recording her friends who were dancing ahead of her, and caught up in the excitement of the moment, one of them noticed the danger looming. There was an open entrance to a subway train station just behind Irina, an unprotected drop with no rails or barriers to warn anyone. Her friends, still laughing and singing, also failed to spot the hazard in time. Before they could react, Irina stepped into the space and fell. The entire accident unfolded in the matter of seconds. Emergency responders arrived quickly after frantic calls were made, but despite their efforts, Irina's injuries were far too severe. The fall had caused critical damage to her head and neck, and she was pronounced dead shortly after. In the aftermath of the tragedy, local authorities had installed a barrier around the underpass where Irina had fallen. It was something that should have been there all along, but unfortunately, that's not how things played out. Rest in peace to Irina. Mauled by lions trying to impress girlfriend. This is a very hard watch.
This is the craziest title I've ever seen. That other shit though, like I don't even understand. So pretty much with a subway, y'all know how the subway, the shit you walk down, the shit, bro. There was no railings around that shit. She walking by, she just fell all the way down. Like I never even seen that shit without railings or like guardrails around it before. That was crazy.
But it's a very interesting one too. I mean, as you can see, before we even get into the topic, some of the people commenting on because this video is on YouTube Shorts, but you can see the condition that these lions were in didn't seem too, let's just say, too clean. It didn't look too clean, and they don't look like they're living a good life. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's get into the man that was mauled by the lions. In January of 2025, Farhad Iriskulov, a zookeeper at a private Uzbek zoo, was killed trying to show off to his girlfriend. While on his night shift, Farhad made a decision that would prove fatal. He unlocked the gate where the lions were kept, stepped inside, and calmly walked towards the big cats. At first, the lions seemed uninterested. They just sat there, watching him, almost looking inactive. They gave no immediate reason for alarm. However, as he got closer, things changed.
Yeah,
the lions
no
suddenly
shit.
stood up and began walking towards him with a noticeable speed. Probably shocked, Farhad stepped forward, moving quickly, as if instinctively trying to put space between himself and the lions. He backed up all the way to the gate, but the gate was shut behind him, leaving no easy escape.
He's cooked.
The lions were already too close, and although this would have
He's cooked. Why would you even do that? Why? He's cooked.
been the perfect time to attempt opening the gate, even slowly, Farhad hesitated. His back now pressed against the gate. It was as if he knew this was it for him. Maybe that's also why he switched the camera to his face, though I personally think he was just frantically tapping his phone. But anyway, in a shaky attempt to calm the situation, he began talking to one of the lions, a big male named Simba. He ran his hand through Simba's fur, speaking to him softly, telling him to stay quiet. There was definitely some familiarity there, because Farhad had been working with these lions for a while, and perhaps in that moment, he believed that bond would be enough to save him. But the truth seems to have been different. He was a zookeeper and not really a trained animal handler or a lion whisperer. That's just me speculating though. The point is, it looks like his relationship with the lions wasn't as deep as he thought it was. A few seconds into petting Simba, one of the other lions made the first move. It lunged and bit his hand, and from that point there was no way back. Even as the attack escalated, Farhad kept trying to talk to Simba, trying to command him and the others to be quiet, trying to somehow bring them back under control, but it was too late. Reports say that the 3 lions ended up taking his life, and in the grim aftermath, it was confirmed that several of his body parts had been eaten.
Holy fuck. That's just like
Helen Niabuto filmed own drowning.
That's just some dumb like avoidable shit. I don't know why that nigga did that shit. I'm not getting into no shit with no lions.
In 2022, Kenyan nurse Helen Wendy Niabuto.
If I ever get into some shit with a lion, I need a nigga with a shotgun on standby. Fuck that.
Her final moments while swimming at a pool in Ontario, Canada. During her Facebook Live, she laughed.
I ain't never heard about this shit. Hold on.
Helen Niabuto filmed own drowning. On August 18th, 2022, Kenyan
I ain't
nurse
never heard
Helen
of this
Wendy
shit.
Niabuto live streamed her final moments while swimming at a pool in Ontario, Canada. During her Facebook Live, she laughed, answered comments, and swam casually. She looked relaxed and happy, enjoying a rare day off from her demanding job at a long-term care facility. For her, this was just supposed to be a fun day. For the first several minutes of the stream, Helen moved comfortably between the shallow and middle parts of the pool, occasionally speaking to her viewers and responding to their messages in both English and Swahili. She was clearly in high spirits. But at one point, she decided to swim towards the deeper end of the pool, and that's when things took a turn. After diving in, she began using the technique many casual swimmers use in deep waters, pushing herself forward by leaping off the pool floor. It worked a few times and she managed to stay above water. But on the last attempt, she hadn't realized she'd gone deeper into the pool, and when she tried to use her feet to jump off the pool floor, there was nothing there. And that was the moment that changed everything. Panic set in. Helen tried to keep herself afloat, but her strokes grew weaker. She was not an experienced deep water swimmer, and her body language quickly shifted from playful to distressed. The live stream's still rolling, which I can't play that part of the video. In case you're wondering why I'm looping the beginning part, I literally can't show her drowning on YouTube. Anyway, the live stream still rolling, caught the splashing and gasping as she tried to survive. What made this even more tragic was that she was completely alone. There was no friend watching, there was no lifeguard, no one to jump in when she needed it most. Despite her visible struggle and cries for help, there was no immediate response. The live stream continued for over 3 hours. The water still, the camera angle unchanged. She had entered the pool shortly after 2 p.m., but her body wasn't discovered until just before 5:45 p.m., when another hotel guest finally noticed and raised alarm. When her father back in Kenya saw the video, he...
Yo, wait, my nigga. So you mean to tell me that nobody was in that live and seen her drowning? And like called someone? What the fuck?
The camera angle unchanged. She had entered the pool shortly after 2 p.m., but her body wasn't discovered until just before 5:45.
3 hours, my
When
nigga.
another hotel guest finally noticed and raised alarm. When her father back in Kenya saw the video, he was devastated. He described Helen as the backbone of their family, someone who had taken the responsibility of helping support and educate her younger siblings. Her death, he said, had taken him back to square one. He had no idea where to start rebuilding. Helen's passing left a deep wound in the Kenyan community, both in Canada and back home. She had come to Canada full of promise and ambition, working hard to make a better life not just for herself, but for her entire family. A GoFundMe was started for Helen so that her body could be sent back to Kenya for a proper burial. Her father explained that it was Kenyan culture for one to be buried where they were born, and that he wouldn't be okay knowing that his daughter was laid to rest outside of the country. The target of the campaign was $50,000, but the family was able to raise more than the amount they wanted. Since this is the last one we're going to be talking about today, I do want to say rest in peace to all the individuals we talked about.
Yeah,
in
that's
video.
crazy. How the fuck would they know who to
So
call?
that's going to be it for today's video.
Bro, you could be like, yo, 911, a shorty is drowning in the fucking water.
If you think I earned a subscription, it would be cool if you could subscribe. It would be nice if I also
Send them the link to the lab. Bro, I seen one where there was a girl who was fucking driving drunk, and they called the police and like, yo, this girl's driving drunk, and they found her. They sent her page. The police tracked her shit down.
earned your like.
That's
if you want to watch more of my
crazy.
videos, make sure to go to my channel. I have a playlist where you can
Holy
sleep to
fuck.
or actually watch me. And I also want to say something that I thought would be inappropriate to promote.
Shout out to that nigga Tug. Fire video as always.
Something, baby, I like just how you blushing. And maybe we could bust it at the function. Turn nothing to something. Wish you could just see the horrors of my life may upbring.